Can I carry your books home for you, Emily?
Why, thank you. It's far.
Excuse me a minute, Emily. Say, Bob, if I'm a little late, start practice without me. And give her some long highlights.
Oh, goodbye, Lizzie.
Bye, Lizzie. I'm awfully glad you were elected too, Emily.
Thank you.
Emily, why are you mad at me?
I'm not mad at you.
Well, you've been treating me so funny lately.
Well, since you asked me, I might as well come right out and say, George, oh, goodbye, Miss Corcoran.
Goodbye, Mrs. Corcoran. Well, what is it?
I don't like the whole change that's come over you in the last year. I'm sorry if it hurts your feelings, but I've got to tell the truth and shame the devil.
A change? What do you mean?
Well, up to a year ago, I used to like you a lot, and I used to watch you as you did everything because we've been friends for so long. And then you began spending all your time with baseball, and you never stopped to speak to anybody anymore, not even to your own family you didn't. And George, it's a fact, you become awful conceited and stuck up, and all the girls say so. They might not say it to your face, but that's what they say behind your back. And it hurts me to hear them say, but I have to agree with them a little. I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings, but I can't be sorry that I said it.
Well, I'm glad you said it, Emily. I never knew that such a thing was happening to me. I guess it's hard for a fellow not to have false creep into his character.
I always expect a man to be perfect, and I think he should be.
Well, I don't think it's possible to be perfect, Emily.
Well, my father is, and as far as I can see, your father is. There's no reason on earth why you shouldn't be too.
Well, I feel it's the other way around. That men aren't naturally good, but girls are.
Well, you might as well know that right now I'm not perfect. It's not as easy for a girl to be as perfect as a man because the girls are more nervous. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I said it all out too. I don't know what to say it. Now I can see that it's not the truth at all. Suddenly I feel that it isn't important anyway.
Emily, would you like an ice cream soda or something before you go home?
Why, thank you. I would.
Hello, Stu. Well, good afternoon, Mrs. Slocum.
Hello, George. Hello, Emily. Now, Emily where? What have you been crying about?
She just got an awful scare, Mr. Morgan. She almost got run over by that hardware store wagon. Everyone says Tom Hawkins drives like a crazy man.
Well, you'll take a glass of water. You gotta look both ways before you cross the street. It gets crazier and crazier every year. Now, what do you have?
All the strawberry phosphate. Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
No, Emily. Have an ice cream soda with me. 2 strawberry ice cream sodas, Mr. Morgan.
2 strawberry ice cream sodas? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There are over 250 posters in Growers Corners this second. State inspector came here the other day, said we're getting these new automobiles. I tell you, I remember the days when a dog could just sit in the middle of Main Street and not get disturbed all day. Now you best just stay inside and lock your doors. There they are, enjoy them. Yes, Mr. Wilkinson.
They're so expensive.
No, Emily, don't worry about that. We're celebrating our election. And do you know what else I'm celebrating?
No?
Well, I'm celebrating because I have a friend who tells me all the things that ought to be told to me.
Oh, George, please don't think of that. It's not true. I don't know why I
No,
said it.
Emily, I'm glad you said it. What you said was true. But you'll see, I'm going to change so quick, you bet I'm going to change. And, Emily, I'd like to ask you a favor.
What?
Emily, if I go away to State Agricultural College next year, will you write me a letter every once in a while?
I certainly will. I certainly will, George. It seems like being away for 3 years, you get out of touch with things. Letters from Grover's Corners may not be very interesting after a while. Grover's Corners isn't a very important place when you think of all New Hampshire, but I think it's a very nice town.
Well, the day would come where I wouldn't want to know everything that's happening here, Emily. I know that's true.
Well, I'll try to make my letters interesting.
You know, Emily, whenever I meet a farmer, I always ask them if they think it's important to go to agricultural school to become a good farmer.
George!
Yeah, and some of them even say that it's a waste of time. You can get all those things anyway out of pamphlets the government sends out. And Uncle Luke is getting old. He's about ready for me to start taking over his farm tomorrow if I could.
My.
And like you said, being gone all that time and new places and meeting new people, gosh, if anything like that could happen, I don't want to go away. I bet new people aren't any better than old ones. I bet they almost never are. Emily, I feel like you're as good a friend as I've got. I don't need to go and meet the people in other towns.
But George, maybe it's important for you to go and learn all about cattle judging and soils and all those things. Of course I don't know.
Emily, I'm going to make up my mind right now. I won't go. I'll tell Pa about it tonight.
Why, George, I don't see why you have to decide right now. It's a whole year away.
Emily, I'm glad you spoke to me the way you did earlier. You know, what you said was true. But there was one thing wrong in it. And that was when you said that, for a year, I wasn't noticing people. And you, for instance. Why, you say you were watching me when I did everything. I was doing the same about you all the time. Sure, I always thought of you as one of the chief people I thought about. I always made sure where you were sitting on the bleachers and who you were with. And for 3 days now, I've been trying to walk home with you, but something's always got in the way. You know, yesterday I was standing over against the wall waiting for you, and she walked home with Miss Corcoran.
Why, George, life's awful funny. How could I know that? Why
Emily, I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to agricultural school next year. Well, Emily, I feel that once you've met someone that you're very fond of, and someone who's very fond of you as well, and likes you enough to be interested in your character, well, I feel that that's just as important as college is, and even more so. That's what I think.
I think it's awfully important too.
Emily, if I do improve and make a big change, would you be, could you be?
I am now. I always have been.
So, I guess this is a pretty important conversation we've been having.
Yes. Yes.
Well, wait just a minute. I'll walk you home. Mr. Morgan, I'm sorry. I'll have to run home to get you the money to pay for these.
Why, George Gibbs, do you mean to tell me that
Yes, but, Mr. Morgan, I have reasons. Here, you can keep my gold watch until I come back with the money.
No, keep your gold watch, George Gibbs. I'll trust you.
I'll be back in 5 minutes.
I'll trust you 10 years, but not a day over. All of you scared now, Emily?
Yes.